If our preferences say something about who we are as a person, then my top 100 games give you a privileged look into the merciless chaos that is my brain. My list, just like that encumbrance that dwells in my skull, is scattershot and unpredictable. There are no particular trends, no dominant weight class. Maybe games about farming in Northern Europe pop up a little more than others, but there is no pigeonhole that I can be uncomfortably crammed into. I do have a bit of a predilection for little card games though, the kind of games that yank me back into the safe confines of my childhood before I had to think about rent and tax and getting up in the morning. So let me know what you think about my choices below, and if you think I'm moronic or not. So, without further ado, I give you... A former friend once lamented that they couldn't go out and use the character they'd created in this game. Like many things that came out of their substandard brain, this was a fundamental misinterpretation of what this game means. The base game, at least. This game is a sly dig at the impossibility to get your group together to have a session of D&D, so you sit at home endlessly rolling characters in the vain hope that one day you'll get to play with them. It's ludological methadone. What's great about Roleplayer, though, is that it isn't just one extended gag. It's a cunningly wrought dice manipulation game that fuses its theme and mechanisms together wonderfully. The game would go on to become more submerged in the world it created, but as a meta commentary on people's unreliability, this is fantastic. And like so many games I talk about on this list, I should play it a whole lot more. I know sweet Fanny Adams about the Finnish Civil War. Thankfully, Wes Arpanen is a great storyteller. Using the coin system, he gracefully takes you through the conflict that erupted in Finland at the end of the First World War. This is a game designed for 3 and gives an incredibly satisfying experience and in a decent time. The rules aren't massively unwieldy for those unfamiliar with wargames, and it strikes the perfect balance of being entertaining and didactic. This isn't a game that's discussed when talking about entry-level wargames, but I think it's one of the best out there. It's certainly one of the most accessible of the coin games. So much innovation has come out of the indie role-playing scene. Much of it is indicative of it being at the cutting edge. Fascinating concepts and ideas that are the building blocks of future masterpieces, but in themselves feel too wacky, too out there to really grab people. This is not so with The Quiet Year. This is a map-making RPG. Players communally create a map of their village through play. Cards are drawn and events affect the player's decisions, but what really stands out here is the idea that we will carry on, even in the face of assured destruction. The Quiet Year is a brilliantly designed game, but also a gentle meditation on the indefatigability of the human spirit. Many indie RPGs can come across as overweeningly preachy. They create a prizing their virtue over the ownership of the game by the players. Not so with The Quiet Year, though. This should be much better known. This is my favourite bird game. This is one of those delightful little card games that will never get the renown of its bigger cousin simply because of its size. This one has all the bite and jeopardy of games far bigger and with far more impressive production values. This game uses an ingenious chaining mechanism that can yield you loads of points, but has severe consequences if you draw the wrong cards. I had a bird double bill one night with this and Wingspan, and was surprised at how much more I enjoyed this. This is a game of tension and spirit, and never muddles the fun by being nice. More people should play this. And it's cheap too. This is the first notable design of the Italian partnership of Simone Luciani and Daniela Tascini. It's a masterclass in parsimonious Euro design. The dial mechanism that makes workers stronger over time is wonderful, but it is the sheer tightness of the economy that's the exciting challenge in this game. It's just so much fun to navigate and experience the need and leverage every last resource. Although this game is reasonably complex, there is no extraneous fat here. This isn't a Euro game that is just some corn-dropping Skinner box, and that should be applauded. I don't want to live in a world of plenty when I play games like this. Winning a game of Tolkien means something. Not that I would bloody know. The received wisdom in this hobby is that this is a seemly pastime, a gentle pastime, that games shouldn't deal with the macabre realities of life, that the only respectable subject matter for games should be knitting or cats. The Bloody Inn gives this hopelessly hidebound perspective a kick in the knackers with its wickedly sable humour. You rob and murder people in the Bloody Inn, and it's a riot. Much of the game is about robbing corpses, but there is a fair amount of hiding your wickedness from the police too, and if they discover you, you can kill them or pay them off. Every aspect of this game works. The game is beautifully designed, and the artwork from Weberson Santiago plunges you into this lurid world of murder for profit. It has its tongue wedged firmly in its cheek, and if you're into this kind of black humour, and let's face it, you are, you should definitely try this one. Knizia takes trick-taking here and does what he does. Applies a little twist that transforms the genre and makes it addictive. Your score is the amount of tricks won by everyone at the table when you go out of the round. And you go out of the round after you've won 3 tricks. So you want to delay that winning as long as possible. But, and this is the Knizia bit, if you go out last, you only get points for the tricks in front of you. This results in the kind of engrossing tacticality that trick-taking games are known for. There are other trick-taking games higher up this list, but if I play this one more, well, I'm sure it'll climb. The fact that I've only played this once and it's in my top 100 is a testament to how bloody good it is. Ostensibly a real estate game, Lords of Vegas is really a game of making a bargain with chance and hoping that the bastard sticks to it. This game leverages gambling but adds some strategy in there and really highlights how much we are drawn to the vagaries of fortune. Also, it allows you to gamble in a safe environment without blowing the family fortune on the roll of a die. I used to work in a casino and was never drawn to gambling because it was all about money and never about fun. Not so with Lords of Vegas. I can't wait for the new version to come out. Although Reiner Knizia's name features on the box, this is really a design by Martino Ciacciera, and it shows, because this is much more in the vein of Stefan Feld than Reiner Knizia. It just borrows from Knizia's ingenious and its core mechanism. This game is a wonderful point salad mid-weight Euro that pops with all the delightful decisions that a point salad mid-weight Euro pops with. It fires off all the right neurons as you try and place the tiles in the right way to deliver the most actions. Every piece of this game fits together wonderfully, and it's one of those games that is a breeze to play, and you come out at the end feeling all the vibes. I have a bit of a midweight Euro predilection, and this is a great one. This game takes asymmetry to its logical conclusion and does it brilliantly. Every faction is completely different, but they fit together perfectly. Every time I play this game, I'm struck by what a feat of engineering it is, and how the character of the game differs at different player counts. It goes from being a tactical abstract at 2 to an all-in melee at 4, and it all works. Throw in the art being delightful and the minis being fantastic representations of the artwork, and you have a package that is delightful as it is tricky. The big issue here is that there is a high hurdle to entry, and that can put many off, but put in the effort and the game sings. This one needs much more love. So, there we have it, my first 10. Tell me what you think below, and if you want, you can like the video, and if you really liked it, you can subscribe to the channel. Also, I have a Patreon, and you can join these lovely people in helping to get these videos made. Did I mention also that you can sub? Well, you can, apparently.